Okay, so now I have to put some height together, and I got these various things from my landlord's shed. This has to be sturdy. I don't think that's tall enough. No, it's not tall enough. Too short. A stick of olive branch. Ooh. Could go. Maybe, this is a maybe. This? No, too short. This? That's nice and straight up. And it's got enough bumps in it to give it some tooth to hold on to the foam. Is that short? I measured my landlord's body yesterday and it was 44. And if I want to make this larger than life, that's up to 60. And so even I can put my own head here, but of course a man's head's going to be taller. And I don't want the chin to be 50% here and 50% up. So I want a little bit more height, I think. So he was 44, this is 60. This could work. This could work. I'll leave this. That's pretty sturdy. And then of course once the foam gets on it, it'll be really solid. But I wanted something underneath it, not just foam here, because like I said, it's got to support weight. No, this isn't going to work now. So wait, this one, did this work? Because if I put the mold is going to be probably heavier than the clay even. And this may work because he's going to come forward with his head. So let's put it toward the brains. Let's put the brains in the back. That seems really sturdy. Okay, so there's my armature. Now for the fun part. Okay, so this is some spray foam that works for insulation like in your windows. It's the type that you spray it on and then overnight, it maybe not overnight, but takes enough time to expand and then it gets pretty hard. So this right now was €8.50 for this tube. And even though I might be able to use it on other stuff, I'm probably not going to do that. Okay, so you screw the top on here. Oh, I should get gloves on just in case, because right after I make this video, I have to run off to town in the market and put some petrol into my, take this ring off my finger. And I don't want to have to deal with cleaning up my hands. So, how are you today? Alright. We have a morning without rain, so I'm really happy for the people in the marketplace because it makes their lives so much easier. Okay, let's get that on this table. Another shake. I moved this stick around to the end because I don't want to have a portrait bust where the guy's just going straight ahead. I want him slightly turned this way to match some of the photos that I have. So I just decided his brains are going this way as the shape of his head. Okay, I think that'll be okay because it's also going to expand. So you put your fingers here like a trigger. And that's why I'm glad I have the gloves. So let's see if I can get this to stick a bit, because it'll stick to itself. Look at that, if I can get it started. It's been a long time since I've used this, and gravity is not my friend, I can tell you, in this case. The last time I did this, I was using this to make rocks for my sculpture, towers and frog legs. I probably should have covered this with plastic so that I didn't have to clean all this foam off, but then again, if I don't get the foam off, it's probably not a big deal because I'll probably do the same thing for the next sculpture. And now that I have this pole mounted, I actually asked my landlord to finish the screws because I couldn't do the end part of it into the... I use this stuff for a lot. I've used it also to securely pack sculpture, and I have a video on YouTube for that. I don't remember what it's called right now, but it's something like how to safely ship and package sculpture. So it's going to be a straightforward title like that. Yay! I don't know why I can't. If I could lay this down a bit, oh, I think I've destroyed that so much. I don't know how to keep this. It could be that what I have to do is let this sort of dry. My hands here, I don't know. It's the first time I'm trying to do this vertical, but the other thing that's going to happen is I'm not really sure I can, you know, the straw right now is full of this foam stuff, and I don't know how to necessarily get that out. Maybe use spirits or something to get it out. But my feeling is pretty much once you open it, spray it all out. So what I will be doing, I wonder if I could give that enough time, work on this, and that would be maybe dry enough to take some more weight. And I don't remember how much it spans, but it's quite a lot actually. Look how I'm destroying the whole thing just because now that I've touched everything. You know, because this is not designed to be used as a sculpture tool like this, but I find the best designs are when you use something for a different purpose and it works beautifully. Okay, I'm kind of afraid to touch that. I want to give that as much time as possible. Go here to let you see stuff. So glad I put the gloves on. Cool sound effects. It kind of makes you want to eat it, doesn't it? Except that I'm beyond my phase of that much sugar in my life. It doesn't appeal to me as much as it did when I was a kid. Okay, I can see the gravity starting to do its thing again. You know, I am glad I remembered the gloves. My hope is that when I get back from the market, this will already be expanded and I can start thinking about my composition. But my fear is that it's going to take at least overnight. Now, I want to make sure that I don't have air holes here because, again, I need this to be strong. The foam will probably be strong without the armature underneath, to be honest, if I just sprayed it into a block form and then cut it out. That's sort of the traditional way when we did the beginning. You know, nowadays you can go in, put yourself in a position, scan yourself, and then they boom, 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 they zzz, and cut out a sculpture of you using computers and stuff. But in the beginning days, you would do that, but then you would cut out the figure in foam. Now I think they cut it directly into marble. I don't think they bother with the foam, but I mean, you would cut out the foam to make a bronze later. But you still, unless you like the texture of the foam, you'd still want to cover the foam with a clay or something to give you a texture you're used to or that you want. It wouldn't have to be clay, it could be any material that you like the texture of and you can work with, because that's what creativity is. I'm wondering if maybe this is just not going to work so much. If I didn't have to get to the market today to get some things that I can only do today because tomorrow I have to go to a lunch in the quarry with my sculptor mates, I would let this sit a little bit more. And then could be strong. So what I'm doing is turning around and I'm looking for holes in the wall, you see. Now obviously any foam that I can get here to stick to itself while it's wet is way better, but my plan is, I have a sheet of plastic here, and this is actually the plastic cover that comes on a frame with glass, so I take this off. I always save everything, which a lot of people can't stand the hoarding thing, but I know that plastic I always need to protect the surface of things. So in this case, sadly I've touched both sides now, I'm going to lay this on the floor, and when I finish here, then all the extra of this stuff in this tube is going to get sprayed onto this. And when I come home, I'll have a huge block that I can cut and use to my heart's desire. Except that I can't seem to, if I touch one finger down to get rid of it, then the other. Oops, it was off, and then it wasn't. And goodness, I don't have a clean finger for letting go of the plastic. There, finally. And let's see. I can see this as being a little bit of a disaster. I'm afraid if I put more weight on this, and also the air gun, no, stay on top. Stay on top. It's kind of a ridiculous way to do this, huh? Oh look, that's staying, that's nice. That's good, that's good. Keep up. Maybe I shouldn't have touched it, maybe I jinxed it that way. I love this table that John built for me. It was simple things from the Home Depot, but he put it all together and it's gorgeous. It's got 3 wheels, which I always find way more stable than 4. 4 seems like it would be more stable, but because it's even, you could be moving forward and hit a rock and it's just like giving it a plane to go this way. Whereas 3, you have nothing is really, it's very hard to get a plane with one leg on the opposite side. It doesn't move it forward. Yeah. Stay. Stay, baby, stay. I'm not gonna touch you because you're staying. Just want you to stay. Don't let gravity hit you. Now, I guess I can throw this away in my plastic recycle. Get it off the table at least. And I want to remember the shoulders are going on the length of the board. Maybe here. We don't want to touch that actually. Shoot, I stepped into the plastic and it has, of course, my fingerprints with the foam on it. Let's see if I can do this on the clean side with my semi-clean shoe now. This is called the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know why it's not moving, but anyway. Let's go here. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Don't fall. Really, I don't want you to fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Please don't fall. Maybe I should have put a net or something around here. That would have been easier. A better support even than what I've done. I wonder if I have a way to do that. I know if I take off these gloves, I'm definitely going to put a new pair on. I may need to do that because this is not the success I had hoped it would be. But you know, it makes sense because when you spray this to how it's intended, you're in between a window and the crack and the glass in the form of the wall. So it makes sense that this can't really go anywhere. When it grows, oh crap, Got some in my hair, that's nice. Okay, so plan B, I'm gonna have to go get some armature for the armature. Tell you what, I use this. There you go. Okay, sadly here I go again. I haven't found the materials that I was looking for, so we're gonna have to make do. I can see this is getting stickier, which makes me worry about the stuff in the tube. But now I found this little bit left over from my frog legs and cattails. It was a lily pad. I got this little wire, and I have a feeling this is not going to work, but might as well try it, because as it was, oops, grab the glove in there. It's 10, I really want to get to the market. I was afraid to start this project when I feel obligated to go into town today, but the thing is, if I ran out of foam, I thought, well, while I'm in town on a Saturday, I would need to buy some more. Well, I can't while I'm there, so I don't lose the whole weekend. But maybe that was a dumb idea. Alright, so I've just taken this little thin wire thing that I have and made a little, maybe I should cut this just to make it easier to work with. Just put this down here, keep it clean and safe, hopefully. And see if we can make him into a, is it Michael Myers that's the scary dude on the television? Or the movies, whatever. I don't have a TV and rarely have time to sit around and watch stuff. So I don't see a lot of things that people consider classic. I want to go over the top so it hopefully hits that pole. But maybe that's stupid for right now. Maybe I should circle it this way and secure it as best I can. Or at least enough. And then, you see, this is probably the real reason I don't like to make videos, is because you see how many stupid things I do and how I recover from that. Because, let's face it, every sculpture school teaches an armature for the head, even for clay, but the clay also suffers from gravity, like the rest of us do. You make a round thing so that the clay can actually stick in it and go out beyond a certain point. So I don't know why I abandoned my training. Okay, now that it's kind of secure, but it's not really what I would say my dream job, but I'm more interested in using this while it's available. I have a fear that it's sticking in the tube now. It'll be interesting to see how much this grows up, because you see I don't want that on my floor. And I don't want to step in it even more. That's another nice thing about being in the kitchen. Everything's kind of handy. Oh boy, what a sticky mess. Anyway, when this grows, who knows how big it's going to be. It may pop off. Now, a little worried that's going to end up being too tall. Problem will be is if the metal's in the wrong place and I won't be able to bend it, I'll have to carve it down from the clay, inside the clay, which is, it's all doable. Okay. You see how that kind of gave it, it seems to be staying for now. I don't know how long that'll last. I kind of call these Kelly's Adventure after my neighbor said, it takes a village to raise a Kelly. I think there's a part of my brain that wants to rebel so much that I sometimes go against things that I know, which is why I often say that I'm stupid, because when you know better, you shouldn't do things the other way. I mean, you know, it's like they say, why don't you learn from the master so you don't have to start all over from the beginning on every little thing? I seriously think it's a rebellion thing. But it's kind of silly because who does it hurt? Me. That also might be why I choose to rebel in those kind of things, because I know the price paid is only by me. Nobody else is affected really, other than shaking their head. Okay. All right. The goal of this is that this material, although this particular foam is more expensive than I imagined it would be, but I'm going to build up some brains here if I can. The goal of this is to use a less expensive material because, again, the plastilina that I'll be using is quite expensive, and its saving grace is that it can be used again and again and again. But still, it's an expense, and you know, the foundry costs plenty of money, so that, I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, because it's, to do foundry stuff is a lot of work. I've done a lot of it myself. But you know, it's a very different process. Whoa, he lost his brains. No. Laura, I needed another piece of netting for the back of his skull. Which, when I think about it, maybe I should have put the back there. In fact, you know, I could make that be the back and this be the front, because in the end, it's got the same diagonal, doesn't it? And that would hold up his brains. And then the face would be a different. Oh, I'm so bummed that dropped off, though. Yeah. I may let that dry a little bit. Let's build up some shoulders again. And when it's a little bit harder, maybe I can come back and put more weight on it, because you see it's just cascading from the weight. And again, I need to remember I want the shoulders to go out this way, although I'm not going to make his shoulders go all the way out. I just need to imply a chest and that he's not a floating head. And enough base.